Yo, 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 yo. Welcome back, people. Another networks. Welcome back, people, to another episode of the EPL Matchweek preview show. It is your host, Jason Gooner, and we are here to break down another match week in the EPL. We have 10 matches, and of course, this is heading into the international window, which we, of course, have our eyes on as well, because you know the Jamaica Reggae Boys squad drop today. And yeah, maybe the less we talk about that tonight, the better this show will go. So, of course, if you are a fan of Jason Gooner TV, you know we're not going to leave out the national team, but we have some EPL work to take care of tonight. So, tonight we can get our minds off of that squad for a little bit and just talk about our EPL teams. And we're going to do our predictions like we do every week, people. So, get your predictions ready. We're going to document them, make sure they are down, and then, of course, we reveal the champion of the week and the worst of the week. So Issa Allen in the building. Say yo, 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 big up yourself, Issa. Why you have to wear Arsenal shirt? Well, tradition, tradition. The first show I did, I had on an Arsenal shirt. The second show, third show, fourth show. So I think the only time I never wear an Arsenal shirt, sometimes I might. It's always some kind of Arsenal gear. So it might be an Arsenal, sweatshirt type of thing. But it's always some kind of Arsenal gear. So Jersey, we say. Jersey, we say tonight, Issa. Yeah, man. We want to wear a Chelsea jersey. I can't say never. I mean, actually, I did wear a Chelsea jersey before. Yeah, long story. But anyway, people, big up on yourself, We got through another week. So we give thanks. We're here to Friday night. And yeah, we're looking forward to another wicked weekend of football, of course. This week, the big one, first and second from last season, Liverpool will welcome Arsenal to the cauldron, we'll call it, which is Anfield, and I think it's gonna be a very good game. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that one. Definitely looking forward to previewing that one tonight. But first, you know how we're going to do, like we do each and every week. Big up the people I'm in the building. And then we'll get right into the press conferences to hear about the latest team news, because the more information you have, people, the better chance you have of not getting donkey for the week, because you have the worst damn picks. All right, so you must pay attention in class. Make sure you know who now play from who I play, so that when you're making your decision, you can't blame Jason Gooner, because we'll give you all the tools to pass the test and you'll still fail. So it's your fault. All right, that's all I have to say. But yeah, people, big up on yourself, and thanks for all the support. Had a great show yesterday where we talked about the all kind of things, the watch list. We talked about the Women's World Cup draft for Jamaica and everything. It was great engagement in the show. A lot of people check in. So we give thanks, and people still forward to Jason Gooner TV to watch some content. All right. And as I said, the squad drop, and I'm not avoiding it, people, but you don't know, Friday night, we don't have a thing planned out. EPL review and preview, beginning of the match week preview, end of the match week review. So you don't know the thing set, people. We like I'm still always wear my Arsenal jersey, same tradition on the channel. When at EPL time, you don't know you're going to get this content from this channel. All right, people. So big up to each and every one of you, as I said before, and keep on supporting, CK, big up yourself, member in the building, member of the channel. We greatly appreciate it. So looking forward to our Arsenal spanking. Chacha, why couldn't just say a good game? Why it have to be an Arsenal spanking? So you go on, no worry, man. When we play Spurs, we'll get some vengeance for you. And you can't do it for yourselves, it look like. You can't beat Spurs, It's not a good look. But, people, before we move too fast into the press conferences and the injuries and everything, there was some football played this week in England, for some clubs, the Premier League level. We had a cup competition play around, and yeah, and we just want to show you guys what was going on. So it was the EFL Cup, people, and there were some quite shocking results, and we just want to show you guys. So we moved into round two, and typically round two will have some Premier League teams entering the competition. Mainly the ones that are below a certain standing in the Premier League, and it just so happens that with their poor showing last season, why does this keep happening? I don't know. With their poor showing last season, hold on. Where really are going here? So, all right, so we have round two. So look here, people. Reading get through. Charlton, sad to say, never made it to. Wolves in an All Premier League clash beat West Ham 3-2. Graham Potter in the mud. Barnsley got through. Big up John Russell. Port Vale knocked out Dimmy Birmingham. Brentford beat Bournemouth in another All Premier League game. Jamaican news there. Ethan Pinnock started, played 60 minutes. That's a good look. Burnley Derby, Burton Lincoln, Cardiff Cheltenham, Millwall, Coventry knocked out 2-1. Southampton beat Norwich 3-0. Wrexham goes through 3-2. Sunderland, Prem team out by Huddersfield there. Wigan and Stockport knocked out 1-0. Another Prem team knocked out 1-1. Sheffield Wednesday there over Leeds in penalties. But the highlight, people, or low light, depending on who you are, is Grimsby Town and Manchester United. Now, Grimsby Town had the lead in this game, 2-0. Goals in the first half there. Calamity by Onana for both, honestly. Near post beaten, and then Kana comes out, flaps at it. Good goal from Mbongo, and then Harry Maguardinho again gets a late goal to tie it up, ends up going straight to penalties, and Grimsby ends up winning 12-11 in a mad penalty shootout. But yeah, Manchester United play in the second round of the EPL Cup or the Carabao Cup, and they play one fixture, they're out. So things just not getting any better for Ruben Amorim and Manchester United. Now, as far as round three is concerned, the draw did happen, but it looks like they don't have it on here yet, which is kind of strange. But yeah, draw did happen, and we will talk about that closer to when it's going to go down. But I just start with to let people know who might not have known that Manchester United had that go on, Man United trash. Facts. Bless up, Rob. Go on. Big squad drop and you discuss colonizer league. Every week you see me I do EPL content, you go say the same thing. Nothing no change, Rob. If I want thing, me consistent, bro. Consistency helps in life. You should try it. But yeah, Rob, the squad not going anywhere. Are the names gonna change tomorrow, Rob? If I talk about it tomorrow, will you not come back and listen to me talk about it, Rob? Bill, man. Bill, the squad not going away. My thoughts will not change from today to tomorrow. So you guys can hear it tomorrow. That's okay. Yeah, so that is it, people. Man, you in the mud, Just thought I would let you guys know what's the situation over there. We see the Grimsby Town, hold them and give them some balls, man. Jeez. All right, let's see. What may I tell you? Some of these articles, we say they might change tomorrow. No, sir. No, sir. I have my notes put on already about this squad. What me want to talk about? Don't worry, Rob. It will be worth the wait, my friend. No, in Jamaica, the squad will change. All that actually. Maybe I'm doing the right thing because, by tomorrow, by tomorrow you hear some next things. And plus, it might be smart, it may just wait till all Tuesday, because a lot of the players have to play tomorrow. I know Demi played today, had a scare in the game, went down on his shoulder, but did finish the game. So hopefully everything good there. So yeah, it might be good to wait to rate it, but no, I don't think I'm going to wait. I'm going to talk about what was released, talk about the press conference as well. So yeah, don't worry, man. We'll get there. We'll get there, people. We'll get there. Actually, big up yourself, you know. Yeah, man. Blessings. All right. I don't know if Issa go play, you know. Issa probably afraid, you know. Issa probably afraid. And people remember, you know, it's gonna be a live show with a lot of information talking, and you might not be able to stay for the entirety. Just remember, when the show is over, when the show is over, when the show is over, I'm just see what Rob said. When the show is over, or not over, but yeah, when the show is over, and if you're not here while we do all the scores, you can always just drop it in the comment section. Link me on IG, WhatsApp if you have my number. Just let me know your picks and predictions, and I will add it to the list. Even if, you know, as long as you send it before the first game kickoff. You know what I mean? When I say Jamaica squad not confirm until a day before the game. Yeah. That I did say that. I did say that. Like, even if a man named up on the list, I remember people like say, yo, cause people are say, from him get named in the squad, man, I'm good in terms of like any player we will get. I'm say, brother, me not go good until it's like the day before the game. I'm see the man like in some training picks and them thing there. And even then, it's not safe. You have to wait till like the day of when you see him on the actual match day squad. I hope you have your heart and determination meet up Antonio. Yeah, man, I'm full of heart. Big up, Jordan. Yeah, man, I hope you're doing well, my bro. Big up yourself, man. I would say good luck Sunday, but I wouldn't mean it. I mean, I like tell lies. So, yeah. Just hope say, you know. I think I'll tell you what I'm hope still. But big up yourself same way. Me ready, man. All right, cool. Yeah, man. I know say it's a good day, man. All right, so let's get right into it, people. The latest news out of the Premier League in terms of press conferences today and all these things. Yeah. So, well, first and foremost, people, we had the European main competition for the season. They had the draw for it, and we learned the fate of all the teams in the Prem. So let's just show you guys that real quick. I think it's important. You know, you want to know these teams, what they have to do in this Champions League is going to greatly affect their ability to win the damn league. So it's good to know who they have to play. You know, we'll get a clearer picture. I think the dates are already out now, so you can kind of know which weeks are those problem weeks for your club, where you have, you know, Real Madrid in midweek and then Arsenal and Liverpool around that. You know, that's a big ratted week for your club. So these are how it panned out for the English teams. Now, if I'm looking at this at face value, everybody got difficult games. I mean, it's the Champions League. You're going to get difficult games. But, brother, Liverpool are lucky with this draw. I am telling you that right now. Them get Real Madrid at home. You know, Real Madrid, this version is not the one of yesteryear. I get that. But it's Real Madrid at the end of the day. Inter Milan away. They're kind of in a bit of a transition. Of course, they lost their manager, gone to Saudi, and you saw what he was able to do in the Club World Cup with that team. They had a good showing, Al Hilal. Then you have Atletico Madrid at home. That's always a tough game. Atleti just make games difficult for their opponents. Eintracht Frankfurt away. That's a tricky one. You know, they always have that quality. They always seem to be selling strikers for 150 million gazillion dollars. So, you know, they're going to have that conveyor belt of talent. So they're going to have some good players. PSV Eindhoven away. That's a team that on their day can play really well. Of course, people probably remember them from Arsenal slapping them up last year. But, you know, when their players are fit, you know, they usually are formidable. Then home to Marseille. Obviously, we'll be watching that one keenly. We're not even going to give any kind of airtime to that until tomorrow's show. But Marseille at home for Liverpool. Now, Karabag away, that's probably the one that you'd look at and say, all right, maybe that's not the worst. But, you know, those smaller nations away from home sometimes can be tricky as well. The conditions, depending on what time of year it is, you know, it might be turf. So, you know, just it's something different about it, right? Oh, Karabag is at home, sorry. So, at Anfield, that should be a bag of carry a bag of goals and drop on them. Yeah. And then Galatasaray away, Turkey away, always tricky. Remember, one of the maddest atmospheres, flares, smoke, all kind of madness. So Liverpool, I thought, out of all the teams, probably got the hardest set of games for me. I don't know if you guys agree with that, but that was my initial thought. Arsenal, I thought Arsenal was more like 50-50, like some tough ones, but then some that are pretty manageable, I think. Bayern Munich at home, obviously tough. Inter Milan away as well with Liverpool. So Inter Milan host Arsenal and Liverpool in their run for the Champions League group phase. Also Atletico Madrid, but for Arsenal, they have to go to Madrid to play that game. That will be a tough one. Club Brugge at home, I like our chances there. Olympiacos away. Arteta has been there before, wasn't very successful. I'd like to think we're a bit more equipped at this stage to make a trip like that. So let's see how it pans out this year. Slavia Prague at home should be good. Kairat Almaty, that is Kazakhstan, a team from Kazakhstan, which I thought they were playing us at the Emirates, and we have to go to Bilbao. But this is saying it's the other way around. Boy, am I right and they wrong? Is that possible? Can Jason Gooner be more right than the article he's reading? People, I'm telling you, I could have swear I see a video of that team celebrating because them draw Arsenal at the Emirates. Am I making this up, people? All right, let's see. So don't have the games out yet. Yeah, man, we'll host that team and we'll play Athletic Club away. Yeah, man. So Jason Gooner, right, people. All right, let me see. Hold on. Let me check something else though. So we host Atletico Madrid and we go to Inter. So this whole time, this wrong, Premier League clubs opponents. So it's Real Madrid at home, Inter Milan. So what's it saying? Inter Milan away. Okay. So them just have that one wrong, people. Like them just flip that. Them have this wrong for some reason. So just that these last two are wrong. Everything else right. Everything else is right. No. Look like them get a lot of these wrong, Anyway, the opponents are Borussia Dortmund, Real Madrid, Leverkusen, Villarreal, Napoli, Bodo Glimt, Galatasaray, and Monaco. So Man City, Bodo Glimt, but that one can be tricky depending again, turf and all them something there. But not bad. Chelsea now, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, Benfica, Atalanta, Ajax, Napoli, Pafos, and Karabakh. So top heavy, but I think they have some winnable ones in there as well. Newcastle get Barcelona, PSG, Benfica, Leverkusen, PSV Eindhoven, Marseille, Athletic Bilbao, and soon an Union from Belgium. And then Spurs get Borussia Dortmund, PSG, Villarreal, Frankfurt, Slavia Prague, Bodo Glimt, Copenhagen, and Monaco. So yeah, out of all of those, the Liverpool, Man City, Chelsea, even Arsenal in a way, top heavy, but Newcastle have, so everybody get a little piece of some difficult matches. I think, as I said, Liverpool to me have more, I guess you'd say, known clubs amongst the 8 teams they face. And I think some good quality when you look at like a pot 4 team like Galatasaray with Osimhen and some of the attacking talent they have and the overall talent they have. That's a tough team for a pot 4 team, Marseille, I think, is another team that probably based on their quality is not a pot 3 team, but they got them. So, I think that's the way to me that measures like how hard the opponents are. If pot 3 and pot 4 teams, like Chelsea have Napoli and Ajax, for pot 3 teams, that's like 2 of the better teams in that pot 3. So, you have to kind of look at it that way. I think those first 2 names are probably going to be big teams because that's pot 1, and all those teams are good, obviously. All these teams are good relatively, but you know what I'm saying, people. Like, the names themselves, to me, Liverpool look like the toughest one. I don't know if people agree, But yeah, that's how me see it still. Them not rate to bless up, Flo, to go on. Bless up, bless up, bless up. Check it in. Grimy there. Big up, Grimy. Yeah, man, on a Barca show, a EPL show still, but I don't know. Barca must come up, you know, because Barca football. So they say, you ready for the meeting? Chelsea, Barca. So when the date them are drop, it's like so far score just have the game them list off, but them none of dates. Them none of dates. Let me see, round one. Okay, so at the 16th, 17th, 23rd, 24th, at the first round. Ooh. So Arsenal Bayern at the first game. Oh. Or them just them not tell you which game I come with. I don't know, brother. But anyway, people, we are here for it. Champions League should be nice. I kind of like the whole group stage thing. I don't know how people feel about it. People did a look out against it last time, but I actually like it still. Not gonna lie, I like it. I get some more good matchup, you know, and just the same team here about twice and them foolishness there. So I kind of like how this group phase thing go, you know. Let's say early, can't hide that. True, man. Some things guaranteed in life. Death, taxes, Madrid versus City in UCL. You see it every year. Looking at our defense, don't really expect to win the UCL, but it's still early days. Yeah, Chile, one thing that's surprising, you know, I only see you guys working on Donnarumma behind the scenes. I see more defender getting linked to the move away. I see Akanji like about 5 club ago for Akanji. I see today a thing where I see Ake also linked to go somewhere as well. So I don't know what's going on, you know. When just lose players and they need defenders to me. But I don't know what Pep is up to. Pep always have a plan still, so let's see. All right, so it look like the what? Okay, people, we're not going this. We're not going to this the Europa and the conference because some of the teams in this competition, and we have to be fair, right? We're not going to leave you out. So let's see. So the Europa League looks like Villa going to play Salzburg, Feyenoord, Maccabi, Tel Aviv, Fenerbahce, Young Boys, Basel, Bologna, and Go Ahead Eagles. Jano. So Aston Villa face those people there. Nottingham Forest have Porto, Betis, Ferencváros from Hungary, Braga, Portugal, Midtjylland, Denmark, Sturm Graz. I don't remember which part that day. Malmo, I know is Sweden, and Utrecht. So how the league phase format works, we know. All right, knockout phase dates. Now the Conference League, Crystal Palace there. You can see how many of these sides we heard of before. So we know AZ Alkmaar, that is big coach McLaren old team in the Eredivisie. Then you have Dynamo Kiev out of Ukraine. Kuopio. Boy, I might even not know, but I guess Kazakhstan, can't have so much K. Strasbourg, we know that is Little Chelsea over in France. AEK Larnaca. I want to say that's Greek, you know, because the AEK, that's the only other place never see that, and Shelbourne. I just have a feeling like that might be even Ireland or something like that, you know. But we're not too sure, people. But that is the opponents for Crystal Palace. And fight them out and put them here, even though they should have been in the Europa based on them winning the FA Cup. But you don't know, football is cruel sometimes, like life. So they are in the Conference League, so maybe them can do some damage there. You never know. Maybe that's better. Maybe that's a better level for them to have a chance to win. You know? All right, so we don't want to see how are really going here, so. Yeah. All right, latest injury news. So all you FPL fanatics, let's show you guys what's going on. Palmer ruled out of Fulham match. Oh my gosh. Yeah, tell me, I have to go really bust my wild card so early in the season, brother. I never want to use it so early, brother. I don't want to wait. But people, them injury, I give me no choice, you know. I have to make a good move last week in all the league, them, you know. I can't afford for this. poop out a weekend. So Maresca confirmed today though that he will miss tomorrow's Premier League clash with Fulham due to the injury sustained ahead of the victory over West Ham. Rotted. Palmer was not included in the England squad and he'll be absent from tomorrow's visit. Jaja. And Lavia and Badia Shield also out, which that is not even news at this point. Them man, they look like them just nailed down to the treatment table, you know? Cole is out, Benoit is out, and Romeo is out. The rest are all okay. All right. I spoke with Thomas a few times, but in the end, it's Thomas' decision. All right, you know, hear that? I want to use that as reference, you know, whenever I hear Jamaica talk, you know. I spoke with Thomas a few times, but in the end, it's Thomas's decision. So when them people tell you foolishness about, but will club release club what? If the man want to play and him is the damn coach of the national team, this coach can't tell him nothing. What you feel like? The man said Thomas' decision to leave him out of the squad. You know, he's not available tomorrow, so it shows that he has a problem. So the man, the top two shall leave out the man because the coach here tell him that him out. So that is how the coach at a club could have influenced a selection. But you can't tell me say it go the other way. The coach say, "Hey, I want the player," and the coach of that club say, "No, you know, we're not release him. You know, it don't go so." But yeah, I mean, look, Cole Palmer never played people, but that gave a chance for the world to look at Estevao play. And I think most people want to see him play again. So, you know, I think that they'll be able to cope. But can my fantasy team cope? That is the question. That is the question. Maybe I ask, you know. Grammy said, I think City gonna win the league, not the UCL. Ooh, Grammy boy, I don't know, you know. I don't know. A defense I gonna need for shape up, man. Remember when Pep League win league, you know, he must come dominant defender around then. Yeah, so we'll see. I don't expect any defenders leave at this point, but all we have not signed a right back is crazy. Yeah, I mean, I know Nunes was last year. That was like basically just trying to find a solution. Then now, who me say I play there this year now? Rico Lewis, but him been kind of been left wanting a lot of the time defensively, you know, getting bullied. So I don't know. Grammy, I did with laugh. Palmer, Saka, Frimpong, Ballard, all out. Or the whole of them there on your side. Jeez and peas, a Grammy, so you salt out my side. Because I know Frimpong or Ballard, but Palmer and Saka there in my team, brother. So it look like all dirty wild card, I have to go waste. It won't be a waste though, because I need my team to change. Arteta provide injury update. Saka, Odegaard, and Ben White. So basically, we lost another big player for many, many weeks. Surgery was the right thing to do. He's talking about Kai Havertz there. Ben White and Norgard both missed Leeds' victory entirely through injury. Mikel is hopeful the pair will be available. That's another two that we don't know yet. Again, tomorrow we have another day. Let's see how they evolve. All right. Bukayo is doing better, but he'll be out for a few weeks, unfortunately. No surgery. It's not as bad as the previous one. Very unfortunate to pick it up because it's on the other side. It's an action that requires full power from him. Then he clashed with the opponent. He needed to change pace again and he felt something. So he'll be out for a few weeks. John Star. So the man hamstring them a ton. Featherweight all of a sudden. And Martin's injury, we don't know yet. He hasn't trained yet, and if he does, it will be tomorrow. He's doing everything he can. We're doing everything that we can to make him available. We'll have to wait and see tomorrow. So, it's anytime Arteta don't say that them out and them are gonna train tomorrow, or we have to wait and see tomorrow, them they are fit. And usually if them out, him just come out and say what him say, like him say about Kai and Saka, him say unfortunately out a few weeks. If you don't hear him say them words there, and he must say we'll know tomorrow, usually the player play based on how him always talk. So All you FPL people have Odegaard, I don't know who that is, but if you do, I think him going to play Sunday. I don't think him not going to play. Any eight Nori people now, he looks like he's fit to face Brighton. He had to come off last week and really mess up some people because, well, it wouldn't really matter because them really get too low. But anyway, he could have get some defensive contribution or something, brother. But he can't get nothing when him come off, and he had to come off early in that game. But now he's fine, says the coach. And then they asked him, listen, man, what you say about he's fine? Will he play? Him say, yes. Man, get upset. Let's see. Rodri named in the Spain squad. But here Pep now. Hear the difference between Pep and the other coach. The man said, I never spoke with the manager for Spain, ever. Of course, he feels better and needs minutes. I think they talk to each other and they decide who to select. Say, see it? But that's two managers there telling you that they can't tell a coach nothing when it comes on to the national team players. They can only give advice and talk to them. That's it. If the player is fit, I always support they go to the national team. I said in Italy that Rodri, I think after next international break, he'll be better. Try against Wolves, Spurs, Brighton to play for a few minutes. Yeah, so basically, Pepper said, listen, what I've said from all along is what happened. He'll get some minutes against some sides, and I think he'll be fully ready after the international break. Now, I think Pep in his brain thought that Spain was thinking that means to call him for that international break, but I say it go. I never even know that Van Dijk and McAllister. Okay, well, I know about McAllister, but I never know Van Dijk was a concern. Really? Well, we couldn't be so lucky. It's all right. I don't want to beat them without Van Dijk. Then you're going to hear one bag of things. More everybody I play. Bradley came off the bench. He looked off the pace. I don't know if he's ready to start, but maybe. Slot also confirmed Van Dijk is fit to face the Gunners. All right. Frimpong. He said, no, I don't think so. And him. Positive is that Conor Bradley only had 1 or 2 training before the Newcastle game. He has trained this week, the whole week. Or the whole week so far. McAllister has also started training again, so I don't think we had any injuries coming out of that game. And Virgil is also okay. So Liverpool look like them ready to go for the most part, just still without Frimpong. But McAllister get a boost. He's back. And also Conor Bradley trained the whole week, so he's potentially ready to start this week instead of coming off the bench. For Spurs, the only addition I see here, they did say that Udogie is back and ready to be selected. It's going to be an interesting one for Thomas Frank, though, because recently, Jed Spence, congrats to him, got a call up to the England national team. So, he's been playing that left back role that Udogie normally plays. And I don't think that Thomas Frank will be changing a defense that I think, are they the only team? I think they might be the only team to keep 2 clean sheets in the whole Premier League. No, I forgot. Arsenal has as well. Yeah. So yeah, only 2 teams have been able to do that, and it's actually the 2 North London rivals, Arsenal and Tottenham. So yeah, I don't see Thomas Frank changing that. So yeah, I feel like we'll probably still see Jed Spence starting for you fantasy people. Yeah, so also people, there was some transfer news that came in today. We'll have to talk about as well because teams are definitely making that final push. The transfer window closed Monday at I think noon in England. So like right when we wake up a morning Monday, transfer window will close. But there are some movement around the world. There's a big Nigerian striker that we saw come on against Jamaica in the Unity Cup and cause all kinds of problems for the 25 or so minutes he was on the field. His name is Tolu Arokodare, and he is doing his medical right now, or completed it at Wolves for a 27 million deal from Tyreek Magee's club, Genk. Just kidding. From Genk, right? And that's a big move for Wolves because we saw that Strand Larson might be being looked at. Also, I don't think they have really replaced at all Mateus Cunha. So this, while he's not the same type of player, at least they're getting some more attacking help for Strand Larson, who really looked like he's wanting to get out. I think he had agreed terms and everything with Newcastle, but it looks like that hasn't gone through because they have opted to go for German international Nick Voltemeder, and he completed his medical today. So yeah, there's a lot of movement going on right now in the Prem. Um, Another big one today, finally over the line. Garnacho heading to Chelsea, and Chelsea wasn't done there. You know, Chelsea always have to get two transfers in one. So Facundo Bonanate, the good youngster out of Brighton, I think he was on loan last year at Leicester. He has gone over as well. So they picked up some more players again, and then we're seeing all these wide or attacking midfield players being bought by Chelsea, and we're not seeing the Dutchman Xavi Simons among the mix. And we know he was being linked to them. He has been linked to them all summer, basically. And the news came through that Tottenham fans finally can celebrate an attacking midfield signing because Xavi Simons has decided to ruin his career. No, just kidding. Xavi Simons has decided to go and play under Thomas Frank at Tottenham. And I must say, I don't like Tottenham. Everybody knows this because I'm a gunner. But I think Xavi Simons is quality. I really do. And I think there is a chance that he's the type of signing that could make a huge difference for them going forward, just because it's obvious that right now Kudus is really the main or the only creative spark that they have. All their creative players are down right now. They do have oh my boy the name, they do have Kulusevski to come back, who is creative and talented, but he's not playing right now. And Kudus is shouldering all of that load in terms of a player that is really there to unpick or unlock, sorry, the other team. So yeah, so we have Bonanate, we have Aroko Dare, Tolu, right? We have everybody still at top about Nico Jackson, but we're not sure where him going land. Um, Looks like Lamptey's leaving Brighton, which probably is a good move for him because he's not playing at all over there right now. Looks like Rasmus Highland will finally be leaving United. So it's a loan with buy option to become mandatory. So I understand that. It looks like Anthony not going to be able to go to Betis because it's too high of a fee. And Arsenal, no Premier League transfer window can finish without Arteta buying a left back / left centre back. And we have gotten one in Piero Hincapié. Now, I'm not upset with this because if you're going to make a change in your squad, make sure that the player is better. And I do think that Hincapié is a better player than Kivior. And that's pretty much who he's coming in to replace. So I'm good with that. I think Hincapié is a very good player. I think he's another one that fans will love because I think Gabriel Magalhaes has become a fan favorite because of that. There's something different about a South American defender. And I think Nkapie is very, very similar in temperament to Gabriel Magalhaes. So I think the Arsenal faithful will really like him. And he has quality as well, not just a wild man. But yeah, he came in on loan with the obligation. So that will hit the books next year, 52 mil total euros. So not small money, but he's a player that I think has more steps to grow, and he's only 23, 24 with a lot of experience with his national team as well, and also played a lot of games in Europe and in the Bundesliga already at his young age. So I like the signing a lot. I think he's a good player. So that's the latest going on. I even forgot that Enciso was bought by Chelsea and loaned out to Strasbourg same time. So Forest signed a Brazilian goalkeeper, which is kind of strange because I think Matt Sells is really good, but maybe they're looking at, if anything were to happen to him, they wouldn't have anybody good. But yeah. And Manu still trying to get this Belgian keeper. So I guess they're going to get rid of somebody, I would think. Simicas gone to Roma. and then Kunku gone to AC Milan. So lots of movement, which is to be expected right at the end of the window. But the Xavi Simons one, that's a big one, I think. West Ham did bring in a player, Magasa. So let's see. They need all the help they can get at this point. So hopefully we can do something for them. Trust me, West Ham, Liverpool still lurking when it comes on to Isak, when it comes on to Gehi. I don't know what Crystal Palace going to plan on doing. Maybe them have, 3 big signing lined up, but they haven't been sitting idle. They got Jeremy Pino from Villarreal, very good player. He's a Spain international already, and he's still young, about 23, 24 at the most. So he's quality. I think he will add some quality to them for sure. And Kobe Menu wants to leave Manchester United. Yeah, so Kivior gone to Porto and Capie goes the other way. So lots of business going on, people. Lots of business about that is the latest as far as team and injury news. Of course, you can go to PremierLeague.com, latest injuries, and you can go through the full list of every team and what's going on with details. But these are the headlines. Palmer ruled out, Saka ruled out, Odegaard potentially can play, Aitnouri is fit, Van Dijk and McAllister fit to face Arsenal, and Udogi from Spurs is fit as well. So let's move right into the matches now, people. Let me check in with the comment section and see what go on. Spurs are build a tough side, said Grimy. Yeah, them a try a thing. Big up yourself, Francis, in the building. Big weekend for our squad. One Arsenal. You're damn right about that. Xavi Simons missed his chance to get a debut goal last week, don't it? Would have been the perfect time. Anytime Spurs have play, City Spurs gonna do something. All right, so Spurs' best recruit is Frank. That is true, Nitro. Thomas Frank, very good manager. There was times when people would say, who would you fire Arteta and get? I would always say Thomas Frank. And people, to be fair to people, they never really were like, what? How? So I think people do give him respect, but sometimes you always wonder when a manager come from a club like that to a bigger club with a different expectation, how they're going to handle it, But I think Thomas Frank is confident enough in himself to deal with that pressure. And I just feel like he is, pun intended, he's just very frank when he's talking. He doesn't really beat around the bush. He just kind of say it how it is, So as long as he can keep that same energy, regardless of how the pressure gets, then I think he'll be fine. Spurs team, nice, man. Yeah, man, bad mind, man. They are doing a good job with their recruitment. I think people might have been worried with Son leaving, but you could kind of see that Son wasn't quite the same Son, and it doesn't look like he's gonna be able to do what Salah is doing, where once you get 30, you kind of lose something. Salah, even these first 2 games, people saying it might be, maybe it's the time, maybe it's finally time to get him new contract, but I don't really see it that way. I just feel like tactically Liverpool getting used to the new pieces that them have. And I think it's affected Salah and how involved Salah is, And I think they will figure it out and he'll get more involved. But I don't think it's because he's older. I don't think that's what it is. He was about 1 week late, yeah. All right, so let's get into the first fixture, people. So see Nitro in our building. You know Nitro there. Must probably link this one. Put must probably a stream now. All right, Chelsea Fulham to start the day, people. This is Chelsea real rivals, I know them always I look other rivals, This is them damn derby. Chelsea versus Fulham, the West London derby. So yeah, these 2 teams right here will face off, and they have done so quite a few times in the league right now. Chelsea in 4th, Fulham in 13th. Fulham yet to win a game, but also yet to lose. They have 2 draws. Chelsea unbeaten as well, but 1 win and 1 draw, and that makes the separation in the table. 5 goals for Chelsea, 2 for Fulham. You see the XG and the XG per 90. Chelsea with 1 clean sheet, Fulham with none. You see the fixture results, 5-1 win for Chelsea. That was all the way back last Friday. And 0-0 in the first game. Quite a drab affair for them. 1-1 Fulham, 1-1 Brighton away, 1-1 Man U at home last week. So in the history of these two teams playing in the Premier League, 36 times they have faced off, 22 wins for Chelsea, 3 for Fulham, 11 drawn games. So one thing jump out at you, Fulham barely beat this damn team. Only 3 wins in 36 tries in the league. None of those wins coming recently either. These are the last 5 fixtures they have played. The games have been close, 2-1, 2-1, 1-0, 2-0, 0-all. But to be honest, Chelsea having decent dominance. I guess one thing that does give them hope, I did overlook the last time these two teams played in this ground, which was last season. Chelsea fell 2-1 to Fulham, and this was over that period when Chelsea really started to stutter during the season last year, right around that Christmas period. I think this was when they were still pretty high up the table, and right around the time when Maresca said, no, we're not in a title challenge or whatever he said. And they literally said, okay, coach, we believe you. And they started to lose every game. But this was a hard loss as well, because I remember Muniz scoring a late winner. And it was their first win at the bridge since October 79. So that go for show you people. This team barely ever win this game. So if I was a betting man, which I am not all the way, to be honest, I would probably not bet on Fulham winning, just in case, just unless I just feel like, being a madman. But I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying it's unlikely. This was their first time winning there since 79. So will it take another, 40, 45 years to win another game? I don't know. At Stamford Bridge, I don't know. So can lightning strike twice in 2 years? But I am not sure, But yeah, based on the squads that they both have now, these are the 2 squads. Chelsea full of baller. I think Robinson came on last game, so he's back. You can see Fulham definitely need a little help in the defensive department with the numbers. Look at the difference. Chelsea there, 3 more defender listed. Colwill a long-term injury, obviously. Badiashile out as well. Then we have midfielders, Modric, no number. I'm suspend. So I'm still listed there. Doesn't make sense. But midfielders, you see, Cole Palmer, unfit. And then forwards, Fulham only have 5. So them need people. I think Tyreek George leaving and Kunku left as well, just about. So they're trimming the squad a little bit. And then they brought in 2 more. So they're not trimming the squad at all. So people, Chelsea, Fulham, early morning, Saturday morning, no Palmer. Last time there was no Palmer, they beat a team 5-1. But this time, Fulham should put up a better fight. West Ham right now, can you really read into so much what that score was with that team right now? I don't think so. So yeah, for me, Chelsea, Fulham, Saturday morning going into the break. Ooh. I'm going to go with another tight fixture, but I'm going to say Chelsea pull it out. I'm going to give them a 2-1 win. Chelsea 2, Fulham 1. I'm going with a Chelsea 2-1. Chelsea 2-1, people. Pristine in the building. Big up yourself, Yeah, man. Big up yourself every time, bro. Another member. So Issa said Chelsea 3. Jeez, I'm busy, sir. At least you stop at 3. You could have said 7. CK in the building. Of course, him said 2-0. Nitro said 2-1. So Nitro no good score. Float said 3-1. Bless up, Joseph. Yeah, man, Redemption song. I know about your artist, but Bob Marley tonight. Redemption song. 3-1, Joseph said. Pristine said 2-1 to the Chelsea. Up the Chelsea. at Chile. Yeah, Chile, right before we said 2-1, it seemed like this happened every damn week. The first time we do a thing, what Chile pick, I was literally going to pick. And something made me change my mind to give them the win. So, again, we can check the first game this week, Chile, and say, John or Chile, who did right? Chelsea 2, Fulham 2. Nah, man, you're not late with the pick. We are doing it now. Bro. You're right on time. All right, so anybody else will pass through, you don't know. Anybody will see come forward and say blessings, just let them know, say Chelsea, Fulham. Well, let me see, let me catch a react still. All right, so that's the first fixture, people. Man U, Burnley, people. Man U, Burnley. My gosh. Yo, I tell you the truth to the people. It's Man U, Burnley game, Talk about toxic. Anyhow, I forgot to tell you guys about this. The man said, sometimes I want to quit. Sometimes I want to be here 20 years. Now you tell me, people. This man saying? What is he talking about? He's been discussing his future. The man said, to be really honest with you guys, every time that we have or have in the future one defeat like that, I'm going to be like that. I'm going to say that sometimes I hate my players, sometimes I love my players, sometimes I want to defend my players. It's my way of doing things, and I'm going to be like that. And I felt that in that moment, I was so frustrated and annoyed. And I know, again, that you have a lot of experience, people talking about the way I should perform with the media, to be more constant, to be more calm. I'm not going to be like that. Sometimes I want to quit. Sometimes I want to be here for 20 years. Sometimes I love to be with my players. Sometimes I don't want to be with them. So again, I need to improve on that. It's going to be hard, but now I'm good with the next one. So the man, I lose it, brother. I felt that after the game, I don't feel that. No. So it's a little bit like that. I think that is the hardest part of the defeat. Sometimes it's not the result, it's the way we lost that game or draw that game. That is the thing that is hard to accept, because we can do better. In this moment, we cover positions, fight for the ball, running, all these small things. Sometimes we drop a little bit the level. The good thing is that we now have the next game to put that level up. Chance to bounce back against Scott Parker them. And I would say, people, if I was picking a side to play against, Burnley would be one of those in that list. Like, I've just gotten kicked out of the EPL Cup in the round before all the big guns start playing. My next Premier League game, I wouldn't want it to be against Chelsea or any team that's worth anything. Not that Burnley ain't worth anything. That's disrespectful. But look, if you had to pick a side, you would want one of the promoted sides, probably, right? So they got one at home, and this really and truly, and it might be worse because the fans will be expectant. When right now, I don't think anyone should expect anything, because you don't know what you're going to get out of this Manchester United team. This is how they have started the season. 1-0 loss to Arsenal, 1-0, of course, to Fulham away. Burnley with a 3-0 loss at Tottenham, but then a 2-0 win over fellow promoted team Sunderland last week, keeping a clean sheet. And that was more like what they were able to do all through the championship. Ridiculous. I think, 20 or 46 games, 19 clean sheet, 20 something goals conceded or something like that, some madness. Yeah, so they had a crazy season defensively. Must have been some kind of records in the championship. But right now, Burnley is 5 places above Manchester United, right? Man U yet to win. 1 draw, 1 loss. Burnley with 1 win and 1 loss. Man U only have 1 goal scored, and it was an own goal. So not the best so far. You see the XG though, Man U 3.15, so they really should have a few goals, honestly, with that XG. Burnley right at 2, and they have 2 goals, so a lot more clinical so far. These are the last 5 fixtures. They played 18 times, only 2 wins for Burnley, 10 for Man U, and 6 times drawn. So Burnley do have a reputation of getting a result. They have been able to draw 2 of the last 5 games, with Man U winning the other 3. But the last time they came to Old Trafford, which was April of this year, same manager for Man U. No, I'm sorry. That's April of 24. My bad. So that would have been Ten Hag. So 1-1 there. And that was the last time Burnley was in the Prem 2 seasons ago. So a lot has changed for both teams since then. So we shouldn't really pay so much attention to that right now. Let's just go ahead and pick the damn game. So the squads, just in case you're not familiar, you see 3 goalkeepers there. Don't make one. Burnley, Dubravka's look good. I told you guys that would be a good signing. Good. It's a good type of signing to make as a keeper. You know, somebody that has experience, maybe not always a starter, but always reliable when you see him playing. Make it difficult for the coach when the man come back. Even last year, Pope sat on the bench a little more games than he needed to because Dubravka was doing really well. So, he has some good quality. Kyle Walker. You see Burnley, they have a nice full squad in terms of defenders there. Midfielders, also the same thing. Little light for Man U. Main wants away. Sancho is not even in the team. Don't know what's going to happen with him. But yeah, Burnley, they'll be formidable. Jaden Anthony looking sharp. Not sure his status, but Jamaica, don't know what you're waiting on. That's good quality there. Talk to the young man, you know. But yeah, Jaden Anthony, Lyle Foster, the South African, Jacob Brun Larson came in. So they have a few players there that can cause some damage. We saw Broja play in the cup, so he's fit again. Maybe he'll get a look in from time to time. So they have some decent options. Josh Cullen did well last week, as did Hannibal. So yeah, they are looking decent. Ugochukwu has been solid in the midfield so far. They didn't play terribly against Tottenham in the first game. It just didn't look so good, the 3-0. And then, evidence of that was there last week against Sunderland. Tough game for them, but they were able to hold out and get the 2-0 victory. So for me, this game, Ruben Amorim, why? It's so toxic there that I feel like I'm not going to be able to break the trend, but I don't think I'm going to lose. You know what? Burnley 1, Man U 2. I feel like they're going to actually win a game. I don't know why. I don't know why. This is not even the analytics. I just feel like they're going to win a game. It can't be this bad. 3 games. Him do fair win, man. Him usually win 1 every 3. So him can't win that one. Him can't win that one, man. Him can't win it. But no, someone now go for Burnley, though. Man U 2-0, bounce back game. All right, so Francis said, him not depend no madness to keep going on. Something in the water at Man U. Yeah, Poil. Relegation battle. Relegation 6-pointer. 3-1 Man U. No hiding his face this week. All right, so CK said, what they should call the noisy neighbors now winning 3-1. Joseph Brown, there it is. I was waiting for the first person, and it is Joseph Brown. Say, I'm going to get 1 over all of you in this game. Grimsby have the man speaking like Shakespeare. You see, to love or to not love my players? That is the question. Man U 2, Burnley 1. So Nitro again. Grammy 1, lad. Chelsea, Man U for the win. Cunha score. It's a Cunha stitch this week. A Grammy still. How much name you have, brother? You have about 75 phones still. United 3-1. All right. So Pristine say, I'm attack on 1 more. Man U 1, Burnley 0. So Issa said them are going to get away, but by the skin of them teeth, by the skin of Bruno rat teeth. Man United 1-0. It can't get much worse, right? Why? It shouldn't. It should not be able to get any worse, to be honest. It should not be able to. David J. Say, hey, Joseph Brown, hold my beer. I also agree. David J, let me know Chelsea versus Fulham, what you think, my boss. I miss 1 game. You miss 1 game, David J, unless me miss your comment, which I don't think is the case. I say, United clean sheet, boy, I tell you. I must Tom Heaton I go keep because the other two no make one. Float said 2-1 Burnley. Right, so Joseph Brown and Float and David J say, yo, them are losing. You know. Grimy say 4-1. My word. Grimy think how old rush for go play. Chelsea Fulham Grimy. What you say? What you did say? You know, give me no score. You just say Chelsea and Man U for the win. So all the Chelsea game I go Grimy. Where the score? A score we deal with over here, you know. So if you break it tie. So the score them break the tie them. And nobody forward come nobody forward get donkey of the week neither, you know. That slap with the fish post after the manu. Bless up gigs, oh God. Gigs are idiot, you know, but Sunderland Brentford people. This is an interesting one, you know, people, because after the first week, you know, people are going like life after Mbuma and Wissa can't happen. And them are right off Brentford from early with the 3-1. But last week, Brentford looked good. You know, the 1-0 against Villa. You know, Villa looked kind of bad still, but I thought a part of it was the difference was my boy with them buy from Bournemouth had a strength to them attack. Dango, Utara. Yes, man, the pace and power when him bring definitely help them out, you know. They needed a direct player like that. And I think one shot they get him fitness, that's gonna be a problem. That front three with him name Thiago. That's him name Igor Thiago. I think that's him name. Let me check. Boy name. Yeah, Igor Thiago. Him and Dango and Shade. The front three there. And then you add in my boy the name Damsgaard. Yeah, decent little attacking options there. So Sunderland Brentford, that's the next game we're going to look at. Let's look at the stats. Shouldn't be too many games played between these teams in the league. Yeah, there's no previous matches. Look at that. So nothing to look at in terms of past matches in this league. 7th and 10th, Sunderland with a win, as well as Brentford says goal difference really separate them right now. XG, as you can see, Brentford has a much higher than Sunderland. And both teams have kept a clean sheet as well. So this one is a tough one to call. Sunderland at home, the last time they played at home, they had a convincing 3-0 win over West Ham. When you really analyze that game, though, you know, they haven't even hit 3 XG for the season. So they had some really good finishes in the game. I thought Hermanson was poor as well. So it wasn't like the 3-0, you know, it flattered them a little bit, I must say. And I think they were brought back down to earth last week by Burnley in that 2-0. They did still get a few chances, Sunderland, but nothing like in that first game. So yeah, Sunderland and Brentford is a tough one, man. I feel like Brentford right now, maybe they just need to get that first one out the way. You know, the coach did make a few adjustments. You know, he didn't start Rico in the second game, started him in the first. So we'll see what he does there in terms of what lineup he goes with. He's been playing Vandenberg and Collins at centre back. But let's see, you know, Aaron Hickey's back and fit. Rico Henry's back and fit. Coyote has been brought in. He's been playing. And, of course, Ajir, he can play as well. So, you know, a lot of options there. We'll see what he chooses. I don't know if Ethan will start. I wouldn't think so because he started in the EFL Cup, got 60 minutes. So I think he'll stick with that back four and with that centre back pairing of Vandenberg and Nathan Collins. Now Sunderland have probably the biggest squad. If you just look at sheer names and numbers, they have so many players. So, but one thing I do like, Talbi has looked sharp. What my boy the name? What if striker name? Where is he? Adingra will improve. I think he has much more to his game now what we see so far. Maenda, he's been been a threat up front. So they have some good attacking options, as do Brentford. I think this game is probably going to come down to the midfield who can control it more. Of course, they'll have Xhaka in that midfield playing. So that matchup with him and Onyeka or whoever else is in that midfield. Keith has gone with Jordan Henderson as well, so more than likely to be him. So I think that will be a key. Jordan Henderson, Granit Xhaka, which one of those two captains or captain-like players control the game more? And I think that will decide the winner of the game. I'm gonna say, just based off the fact that Brentford have a little more experience in the league right now, I'm leaning towards a draw and even towards a Brentford win. But I'm gonna say it stays as a drawn result. So I'm gonna say 1-1. Sunderland Brentford is going to end 1-1. That is my prediction. All right. 2-0 Chelsea, Grammy say. All right, cool. Joseph Brown said 1-1 as well. John Star. So this whole time of day I formulate my plan. Don't have the plan. The team will beat them, post it on their social media. Grimsby Town social media want a race. Brentford having a better afterlife than in Boomer. If you ask me, they wouldn't lose to Grimsby, you see it. So it goes sometime. Brentford 1-1 say Issa. So the 1-1 is a really wait name now, popular score. Pristine change to Desmond 2-2. Draw 0-0. Yeah, next up, that's not a bad shout. The 0-0 is not a terrible shout, but I think somebody will find a few goals, Sunderland 1-0 says Nitro. So the first one so far to go for an actual win by a team, and it's Sunderland. Now Float come and flip that now and say 2-1 to Brentford. All right. Chile as well, going for a narrow victory for Brentford. Brentford 3-1 R0. So Grimy, I go pick one of them. So me can pick the one me want to pick, or you want to tell me? Me let you comment and see what you say. Me I write the 3 for Brentford, but a part of the tiebreaker, the entire score. So you can't have me write no 1/ nothing. I forgot write one of them there. So let me know and pick wisely. It could be the difference. It could be the difference. Yo, every week it come down to tiebreaker, you stay there. So think about it. Brentford I keep a clean sheet or not. Spurs versus Bournemouth now from the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. So people, Spurs are confused me, people, because I see them in a preseason I play. I'm say John Star, Spurs look better, Thomas Frank a good coach, John. Then I see them play PSG. All right, me if you pick it. All right. Well, me did say 1. So I know why I said nothing like me. So 3-0 me say. So Spurs now, people. May I tell you why them not no sense. Them look so good in every preseason game. Match up Arsenal look better than winning the game, honestly. Until Max come on, we start play some bad. So I say, John start Frank have them a play. So I see them a play PSG now. Them a dominate PSG. Richarlison I play like prime. Not even know who. I can't say Ronaldo because that's too much. But he might play like prime Adriano, hold up the ball, powerful, you see it? And we just see like second half, them let in a 1 goal and it just became Spurs again. Like everything about it was just Spursy. Towards the end of the game, they lose the shootout, lose the cup. So, it's all right. Spurs are going to be Spurs. Then them come out, convincing first week. Convincing against City as well. And I like Vicario did have to make 1 million save or nothing like that. Them control the game mostly against City. That 2-0 win. I'm saying, John Star. Wouldn't it be the most Spursy like thing to reach to this third game now after everybody I talk about them? for them for us lose or drop points against Bournemouth in the stadium. Like, I really and truly feel like this is a Spursy moment waiting to happen. But I want to see maybe Thomas Frank really change everything over there. That's possible. So let's see. They have played 16 times, only 3 wins for Bournemouth, 10 for Spurs, and 3 draws. Last time they played was March of this year. 2-2 was the fixture result in the stadium. No, that was Ange Ball. It wasn't Thomas Frank Ball. So let's not overjudge. But Bournemouth do feel like, and Ariola do feel like they can go here and get some form of result in this stadium. This wasn't Ariola's team, but April 2023 was the last time they won here, a 3-2 win for Bournemouth. So it has been done before. That's the one away win, right? Now let's look at the stats so far for the season. Not a big sample size, but you see the XG not too far apart. But the 2 clean sheets is really setting the tone right now for Tottenham Hotspur. Bournemouth 1 win, 1 loss. They were able to bounce back last week after losing the first game to Liverpool. They had a 1-0 victory over Wolves, and I don't know how Wolves did not concede more than 1. I mean, Bournemouth came close so many other times in the game, create a whole bunch of chance. I don't know how Semenyo never scored in this day. Mad. If him end up with like 9 goals or 14 goals, I'm gonna look back on this day and say John Star. If we didn't have any luck against Wolves, at least 2 him could have scored, to be honest. Anyway, Simon Hooper will be there to ref, so anything can play. But for me, people, Tottenham, I just can't. Do I want to say that them really going to win 3 in a row? But I really feel like I'm going to win 3 in a row for we, you know. But me for say it, you know, but I feel like I true. I think them finally concede a goal though. So I'm going to say 2-1 Spurs. 3-1 Grammy say. Cha. All right. 2-1 Spurs, Joseph. Good score, brother. 3-1 say Nitro. Yeah, and Grammy apart. Wait. So Nitro change. Nitro hear me talk about the tiebreaker, them and men's the next thing and say, you know what? 2 love. Oh, rotted. Why me I change Nitro score to pristine score? I made cheap. 3-1. So it's a good thing me look again, man. Me need to do foolishness, you know? 2-0. 1-1 Chile. Boy, every time Chile go with the next score, you know, I swear say Chile in my brain. Because at 1-1 me I go for say, you know? 2-1 Spurs as well. Nitro, me don't know star. I read pristine name and still say Nitro. Sometimes it happens that way that people, when you read off a screen and the light in your face, you'll start see things like you hallucinate. All right, Wolves and Everton people. I don't think many of us will be running down watching this one. But man like me will watch everything. Me will watch it. Me no business. Wolves versus Everton. Michael Oliver will take over. And we have to start tell people about the ref, you know, because it influence things, you know, people. I'm telling you. All right, 19th position. Look like Wolves love them here, the position of the table. They had some reinforcements coming in, so hopefully it add to what they bring in. But I'm not so sure, you know, because Wolves just, you know, the manager last year was getting a tune out of them, but it's not looking the same so far this year. They have to improve a lot. Yet to score a goal, that's their main issue so far. I see the XG after 2 games, just barely over 1. Everton not prolific, but you know you can see their potential for goals is higher. You know, more than double what Wolves have been able to muster so far. Pickford had a masterclass last week, save a penalty, made some other good saves as well. You see Wolves with the 2 losses being blanked 4-0 and 1-0 last week, and I just told you that 1-0 could have easily been 3-4 as well. Tough one for Everton week 1, playing at a raucous Leeds crowd, newly promoted, and they took that to full advantage. And Brighton 2-0 win. Good convincing win last week. Controversy with the penalty call, but Pickford saved everybody with the save, so we didn't have to worry about it so much. 22 played in this fixture over the time of the Premier League. 7 wins for Everton, 8 for Wolves. So Everton looking to tie up the win column. 7 draws as well. So it's been a tight fixture in terms of the results. 8 for, 7 tied, and 7 against, basically, for both Oil for Wolves. Last match they played in March, 1-1 at this stadium as well, at the Molineux. So they're basically they'll be looking to, get off the mark in this fixture, and they'll probably look at Everton and say, okay, this is a decent opportunity to try to get something done. Is it a little bit too soon for them? Would they need to get their signings in and ready to go? I think it would be helpful, but I would say that Strand Larson, who is listed as questionable, I don't know how much of that has to do with him wanting to leave or if he's actually really injured. I'm not really sure. But yeah, if he plays, they have a much better chance to win. That is for sure. They did have a good win in midweek in the cup, so maybe that will push them on moving forward. You never know what can start the season off for a team, and sometimes just a nice cup win can just change the vibes around the place. And hopefully for Wolves fans, that is the case. Everton, difficult team to beat under Moyes. They don't always win, but they draw a lot of matches. And I don't know why, but I have a feeling like Wolves will not get their first 3 points of the season. But not to worry, fans of Wolves, you will get your first point of the season. So I'm going to go with a 1-1 result between Wolves and Everton. Wolves and Everton 1-1. People are probably like, why are you going with that? But I don't know, man. Me not say the man them just lose every damn game. I'm gonna do something. So me say 1-1. So Joseph Brown said 2-0 to Everton. So it's like you want Pereira join the dead sweepstakes, the manager dead sweepstakes. Grammy, give me a score, brother. 3-0 Everton, says Next Up Sports Star. 0-0 says Nitro. I could see that as well, but I went for the 1-1. 2-1 Everton said pristine. And Chile said 2-0 to the Evertonians. Bless up Conrad. One boss to the world, as always, Most consistent first comment ever. Bless up Jason forward first, and then one boss forward next. All right, so 12:30, we have Leeds at Ellen Road hosting Newcastle. So we saw Newcastle against Liverpool last week at St. James, and it was a madness. I think this Leeds Newcastle will be a similar atmosphere, talking the later kickoff on Saturday. Fans been, getting that liquid, what do I call it now? Liquid, I don't even know what to call it. They will be fully tuned up for this fixture. So I could see a raucous crowd. Last time they were here in the Premier League, they have a win, so they have good memories at this stadium in this Premier League this season. And Newcastle, it can't help but think, will there be somewhat of a letdown after the big, crazy vibes of last week, especially falling short in a game like that? It depends. How do they come out? Do they come out with a chip on their shoulder because they felt like, they didn't get what they deserve in the last game against Liverpool, or will they be a deflated bunch? Right now, you never know too. By the time this match kicks off, news could be out that my boy Isak is sold. And you never know, I think the fans, though, Newcastle fans are very prideful, and it looks like unanimously, for the most part, they are not blaming the club, and they pretty much don't want nothing to do with the player at this point. So if it is that the sporting director want to play hardball in terms of like not selling Isak no matter what comes in as a bid, just know that the fans, at least right now, don't want to see the man play. So maybe over time, and then realize that him just not getting sold and he's still there, they're probably gonna say, yo, if them not score a goal, or even if they are scoring goals, imagine if we had Isak in this team, imagine if we had Isak in this team. So time is the master of all of this, and it might even not even matter to talk about this because tomorrow we could wake up to a here we go with Isak in the red kit. So let's just see how it plays out, people. And again, we did a season preview where we did the table for the whole season, say where people are going to end. I am going to do basically a redo of the season previews standings for the table at the end of the season, because I do think that a closed transfer window does kind of give you a clearer picture, and maybe some of those that you're kind of doing some guesstimation as far as the mid-table and even the winners and Champions League places. I think once the fixture, the transfer market closes, and we can say who moved where to where, then I can really give you an idea, and when you can really judge me and say, yo, Gooner, you didn't know the transfer, them you shouldn't be this wrong. But see, the first one is kind of a guessing game because all them time they won't do it. I don't even think Arsenal had Jokers yet. Well, maybe he did, but they didn't have Eze yet, I'm sure. So, that changes things a little bit. All right, so you see the two fixtures. A win for Leeds first, but a draw for Newcastle first, and then a 3-2 loss at the death, and then a 5-0 loss to Arsenal. So Leeds fans or people picking this game don't look so much into the 5-0 from Arsenal. It was just, we just had a good day at the office, But you see the tail of the tape as far as the stats, as I said, small sample size, so now go to over-analyze this. The XG is a nice stat to see over the two games. Newcastle slightly more. So Leeds doing a decent enough job of getting opportunities at least in the games. Last time they faced each other was, 3 seasons ago now, and that would have been a 2-2 draw at Ellen Road. A lot of different faces you're going to see though in both teams. So not so much to go by there. But for me, Leeds at home, formidable. And I don't believe that the big German will be ready to go. So, and they don't have Anthony Gordon. So Will Osula will probably get the start, I would think, after getting a goal at Anfield. But I don't know. Ellen Road is a hell of a place. I like Leeds to actually get a point, I like them to get a point, man. I'm going to say Leeds 1, Newcastle 1 again. So we're going with back-to-back 1-1 people. I know I pick so much jazz. What's wrong with me? 1-0 Everton. So wait, Graham, did say draw game. Change your mind. Yeah, man, he said draw. Me know, man. Yo. Big up yourself, Duke. Duke. Never right Duke. So right Duke already. Duke say what? 2-1 Everton. Newcastle 2-0. Leeds are all them, man. Graham said 3-0. Float said 3-2 Spurs and 1-0 Neverton. 3-1 to Newcastle. Duke said 1-0 Brentford. Did I miss one? No. 2-1 Spurs. Joseph Brown said 3-1 to Leeds. Big up yourself, Joseph. You see things that others don't. Actually said 2-1 to Castle. Dukeland not even giving him team the win. What a show, as my brethren would say. 3-1 to Chelsea. The Whites 1, Magpies 2. Christine said 2-0 Castle. I say you saw enough. Sorry, 2-1. All right. So you say not 3 love. you're going with the 2-1. I wonder. Well, it could have been 3 love still. But I'm surprised you go with the 3 love still. Float said 2-1 Newcastle. So majority going with Newcastle. I'm going with the draw. Everybody else I pick. Why you have pick draws? It's alright if it's girl draws or I can't pick them then. 2-0. 2-0 Castle. Alright. Yeah man, too much players out. Let me see. Who out pick Castle though? Isak out. Lewis Hall come back last week and come on. But it look like Joe Linton go out and come off last week. Garden get the red card. Boy, it's rough. Batman being out. I think Batman might have played. Well, no, them never have cup game. Just Dirty Manu and them 15th place, them team there. Yeah, them have a lot out still. But the German boy good though, you know. You know, people are kind of laugh after the Fian thing, but I think him a baller still, to be honest. I don't know if he's one of them where as him reach, he must have hit the ground running and them thing that, but he can play, man. He have talent. All right, so we're moving to Sunday now. Some big game I play. So Brighton and Man City at the Amex Stadium. Now, this is a good fixture typically. Brighton usually give them a nice little fight. You can see here from the previous game, they drew 2-2 at the Etihad in March, and they beat them 2-1 in November. So recently, they've been having a bit more success. You know, 2 draws and a win in the last 5 against Man City. That's kind of mad when you check it. They played 16 times, 12 wins for City, 2 draws and 2 wins. But I just told you that 2 of those draws have come in the last 5 games they played, and 1 of the 2 wins all time have come in the last 5 games they played. So, you know, and 3 times unbeaten in the last 5 is Brighton. So they are proving to be a decent opponent for this Manchester City team. Fabian Herzl, I'm sure, would look at Pep as one of those that he would watch closely and try to model his coaching after, as is most people that started coaching in the last 10 years or so. So he might just approach this one with a little more pride, knowing that this is like one of him coaching idols that he's facing, you know. I'm just trying to make sense of it because Brighton do give them tough games. You see the XG very close so far this season. And that's the one thing that I think not only is City's defense a little bit more susceptible nowadays than like 3, 4, 5 years ago, I don't think there would have been a time in the past where after 2 games, their XG is only at 4. Like, they're the type of team that is XG mad in their biggest years. You know, when they had Mahrez, Sane, those guys, even 2 seasons ago, when Haaland would have been going crazy, you know, their XGs are always above everybody else's. And I think their chance creation has gotten a lot less over the last 18 months or so. And it's showing in the results. They're not top in the league. You know, they finished 3rd last year. You know, they already have lost a game this season. So, look, Pep is going to have to get back to the dominance that he was able to show for so long. But I don't know, man. I don't know if he's really figured out what he wants to do because he has 4 goalkeepers. That's way too many. They're linked with a 5th, right? Ederson still can't get out the door, but he can't play over James Trafford. That don't make any sense to me at all. Don't know how Ederson not playing, but that's Pep's style. If you're in negotiation, he's not going to play. He's just going to go with whoever else he's got at the time. But clearly they don't have any faith in Trafford because they're behind the scenes going after Donnarumma just the same. Yeah, so these are the 2 squads. We heard about Aït-Nouri being fit, so that's a big pickup for them. And then the midfield area, you know, a lot of quality to choose from there. But somebody made a point earlier, they're very shocked that they didn't go for a right back. Currently, you know, Rico Lewis has been playing over there. Other than him, though, on this defensive pool, Akanji can play there, but I think he's way better as a centre-back. Kusanov, I think, has the speed to play there. So maybe that could be an option if you want to play a little more defensive-minded right back from time to time. But I think the way that Pep wants to play, Rico Lewis makes more sense because he can drift into midfield and be totally comfortable there. So, but I do think that Lewis is putting them under pressure defensively in that position. So that might be something that the likes of Matoma on that left side could exploit come Sunday morning at 9 o'clock. Now, could I be mad enough, people, to go for a third straight draw? Nah, I'm not going to do it. Actually, yes, I am. I am going to do it. Brighton 2, Man City 2. Desmond 2-2. Yeah, Shar head too. John, forget about that one there. Forget about Shar boss head. Them have Lily cover there, Lily, if Batman fit. He's not bad. Spurs 3-1 over Bournemouth, say Issa. And Wolves 1-all with Neverton. City 3, Brighton 1. One bag of draw game star. 3-1 Brighton, said Joseph. Wait. Oh, sorry. I go for right Brighton, no, but a City. I catch it, Joseph. 2-1 City. So Hot Chili is back to being himself, picking his own team to win. 2-1 Citizens as well, said Nitro. My friend, I had one there tonight. As you say, Citizens, I think I had one. 4-0. Oh, whoa. Grammy said, Pep, now ramp with people this weekend. All on hat-trick. You must see there in the FPL. 2-0 Citizen next up. I'm telling you, if you not look at player, decent value, get Mitoma. I'm going to score for City. 2-1 City, says Pristine. Everybody I go for City, except for me, I go for the draw. So I'm going to see who mad. Maybe it's me this week, mad. Because I don't know me I pick draw so much. A 4 draw me gone, you know. Cha-cha. I might be a hero or the Dunces host. All right, Nottingham Forest versus West Ham. Remember, people, if you miss a score, you can drop it in the comment section afterwards. Later in the live chat, I will book it. Or if the show done and you know you miss some, just drop it in the comment section and definitely let me see when them post. But you see all the people them where I post me Saturday night with them scores and I try to trick people. And me see the whole Saturday them get it right and I look back and see the time. Yeah, man, and you can't trick me. So drop them from tonight, people. Please, because somebody tried to scam the game last week, you know, man. I'm not calling no name still. The man sent me the message, but it's even worse, you know, because Chelsea don't play from Friday, right? And the man messaged me like, you know, say right before the 12:30 Saturday game kick off, and I thought about some picks them, yeah. And the man, and to the person credit, you know, when McGee says some boy still, but to their credit, them never have no scores correct from the first set of games them. So maybe they already have it and just never send it or something, but we couldn't include them in the head, people, because it look how we say the whole first day the man pick everything right. And just so happened him say it before the 12:30 game. I know say what sealing for me, I know say them thief. The 12:30 game are the only game him get wrong and the only one him send before the game play. So I know say I trick them, I try to trick them, but if me done, would I accept it though. All right, Nottingham Forest. They played twice, obviously, like everybody else. 3-1 win and a 1-all draw. Good draw away from home to Palace. Palace did play good that day. And then West Ham, boy, don't get any easier. 3-0 and 5-1. But now them have to face a tough Nottingham Forest team that at this City ground is hard to beat. I'm telling you. It proves very hard to beat there last year and it's going to continue more than likely. 14 played, 6 wins for West Ham, 5 for Nottingham Forest, 3 drawn games. Forest will be hoping that they can get this series tied up in the win column. They win, it will be their 6th compared to 6 for West Ham in the same fixture. So the last time they faced each other at the City Ground, memorable day for Nottingham Forest. This was around the time when they were reeling off clean sheet wins at home like it was nothing. And they beat this West Ham team on the day 3-0. So at the time, they still had Lopetegui. This was around the time when they probably decided to part ways with Mr. Julen. So yeah, Lopetegui was still there then. Then Potter did get to face them at the end of the season when it meant a lot more to them than it did to Graham Potter, because they could not get relegated and they could not obviously play for anything meaningful at the end of the season. But they needed this win, and they were able to get it 2-1 on the day. But yeah, for me, Nottingham Forest, West Ham, we're not going to play hero people. We're not going to try analyze and make this wow, shock me pick. Nah. The team has shown who they say they are. I think that based on the defensive stats I've seen so far, Nottingham Forest probably the most unlucky team to not get a clean sheet. So I'm going to say clean sheet for them. The only thing that making me worry, people, is that Jared Bowen don't score yet in the competition. Will he go 3 games without scoring? All right, so may I go with a repeat of one of the fixtures that got Lopetegui fired, and that's 3-0 to Nottingham Forest. I'm going with a 3-0 Nottingham Forest win. Why may I write so much paper run out of pen, run out of ink? So may I put in work? Jaja. We figure say we don't start guessing up. But we not gonna say who, but hello. That can be between us, no? Float say 2-1 to City. I wonder why Duke gets float though. Paris 3-1 say Grammy lad. Alright, Grammy 3-1. 3-1 Paris. Paris do for the sheet, man. They might get the clean sheet this week, man. All you FPL fans will have Paris ball in the defense. And finally can celebrate this week. 3-1. So everybody like 3-1. Now what go on? 3-1. If I see one more of them, then I know a setup thing. Alright, Duke said 3-0 as well. But Duke never give me a Newcastle score. I give one, I miss it. I'm too busy look on the joke when I give. City 3 love. Okay, that was what I missed. I missed the City 3 love. Right there, so. And Float said 2-1. Okay, I got that. And I got that. Alright, cool, my good. Hey, me rock. Me not hide and talk, you know. It happened before still, you know. It's not a frequent thing, but it did happen before. I think I did blame it on alcohol the night. Because I beat some Ray. I do the show. And I say, yo, people, I go beat so much juice on the stream, because by the time I reach the last game, a bare foolishness me a chat. 2-1 Forest. So I get that already? No, I never get that. 2-1. 4-0. Whoa. So Graham Potter I go win the sack wars. Well, I wouldn't mind still, you know, because me did say Potter get sacked first, you know. No, I lie. Me did say Scott Parker. Yeah, me did say Scott Parker. Wait a minute. Okay. Change your pick. All right. Change your pick. I mean, I wonder, you know, where is I really depend? Okay, I'm delete the first one. All right, cool. I mean, I look on it in a stream thing there, you know, and it just keep all like comment them, you know, take with nothing. All right, so Issa get boomy. I say, you know what? One all. I make sure I write this properly, you know, cause in time people get donkey, you know, they want to dispute everything, you know. 2-0. 2-0 say Francis to Faris. All right. Nottingham Forest 3. West Ham 1. I know. Forest 2-0 said Chile. Man said several times last year, hear that? Me say it not happen frequently, and Pristine says several. Who you believe me, Rock? Bless up same way, Jagans. It no matter when you're forward, man. It's always the right time. Remember, I'm write the next slot because it's hard if you do all of them score there in one row, you know, so sort out the next column, you know. While me I do that, people go and like the video. 25 of you in the building right now. People been forwarding, leaving out, forwarding. Yeah, man, as long as you don't do that and you just keep tapping up the like button, that's all we really ask, you know. And manners and respect to all those who tune in and they are participate and drop them comment. Yeah, man, it all them little things they help because YouTube basically have you on a trial, you know. And they must say, yo, we really gotta work with that brother, yeah. Like him really worth our ads and our time and blasting his content. So yeah, the more you guys engage, you know, the more people will see the content, see the channel. And yeah, if you guys keep forward into here, I think other people, if them hear about it, will do the same. And that's how the channels grow, my friend. Me change it, man. So the one I'll pick. So the one I'll pick is I may have it on for one all, you know. I'm looking at the actual chat and see what I go on. All right, yeah, you delete the one, you delete the 2-1. I'm gonna put the one all. Yeah, man, me change it, man. Your thing govern, man. It's changed. Don't feel no way. Jagans said 2-0. All right, Jagans on the board. As Ryan would say. 2-0. 2-0. Wait. Oh. Come I said Jagans fired an unorthodox shot first. So you say 2-0 West Ham. Game birds up, you know. What go on? Yeah, man, a long time, man. Long time Game Birds. Hope all is well. You don't know Game Birds. We reach like the Liverpool Arsenal game, basically, you know. So you don't know. You can drop all the score them if you want one time. Or you can just comment when the show done. Yeah, just make one big comment if you need. And I beg you, Game Birds. You see when you send it, you see when I look on this Premier League list, you see how it lists out this way, I beg you to send them in order. It's just easier to make sure I get them right. So please, if you can do that, that would be greatly appreciated. West Ham need a result, they're not losing. Why? I don't know, brother. I need to win the lotto and I keep losing. So I don't know. Just because I need something, you know. Oh Lord, are there all night. As soon as we reach Liverpool Arsenal, the man that even say, good evening, Jason Gooner, you piece of crap. The man just put him score. Chano start. All right, man, right, you dirty stinking 3-1 for Liverpool, you know, RR. But remember, you know, I wish you no luck for Sunday. I can tell you, RR. But big up yourself same way, you know. All right, people, the big one, you know. Liverpool versus Arsenal, people. I'm telling you, this one should be good. Chris Kavanagh is the ref. Let's check everything. Chris Kavanagh, okay. Samuel Barrett, who is that man? I don't know. But Chris Kavanagh, people. What we know about Chris Kavanagh, people? That one, you know. It's always a backstory to these idiot referees in England, man. So which club him support? That one, Chris Kavanagh. Yeah, let me go do a little searching real quick. So the Liverpool fans have come out and said Chris Kavanagh is the referee for Sunday. And I remember this 2 seasons ago. He waved off the most deliberate handball and shared a partial joke with Arteta. I don't want to hear any excuses about referees from them. So them already saying that the Arsenal fans will have something to say about referees, right? My Lord, and remember this? Who remember this? Who remember this? I remember this, you know. Everybody said this damn thing to me, man. You don't remember this? Who remember that player? And all they got a fall down. Man basically hands the ball and stop the ball and look after the game. So they must say, yo, we not have no recourse if we are talking about referee in this year fixture here, because this is the man where say Odegaard play basketball on the field and never even care. So Chris Kavanagh, them say you're a gunner through and through. Make us see how real it is. Now, another thing that Chris Kavanagh did, which they're not really talking about here, is that he was the one that sent off Declan Rice for kicking away the ball against Brighton last year. So you see how narrative are? You see how narratives are. So if you do enough checking, you will find out that even the people them who are run the narrative them too bad mind, because Chris Kavanagh did good things for Arsenal and did bad things for Arsenal. So I don't know, if you go through history of a referee, you probably find enough. Now, there's a couple of them where there's only one thing of evidence and it's against a team. But this Kavanagh guy seems to have messed us up and helped us in the past. So we're not going to run with the narrative there. So let's forget about it. All right? Moving on, people. Moving on. Moving on. So let's look at the raw data, right? So let's look at the fixtures that they have played. They've played 66 times. This will be the 67th time they'll face each other in the Prem. 23 draws, 25 wins for Liverpool, 18 wins for Arsenal. We have 6 wins at Anfield out of those 18. This game has been a 2-2 draw for both fixtures last season, both entertaining games. This one here in May didn't really mean much, to be honest. Liverpool already had won the title, but they still turned up and, basically was about to run us out the building after 2 goals, 20th and 21st minute. But Arsenal did reply strong in the second half. Marino getting a goal in the 70th and then getting sent off. And then basically we bunker down to get a point in the end, because we were really trying to keep second place, guys. We had to. And then the other game was 2-2. Now, this one pissed me off because I thought we should have won this game for sure. But Mohamed Salah did what he did all season last year when Liverpool needed a goal last 15 minutes, 10 minutes. He popped up and gave them a goal. So those were the 2 fixtures. So 8 goals scored between both teams. And it has been pretty high scoring of late. 3-1 win to Arsenal, 2-2, 1-1. So 4 draws on an Arsenal win in the last 5. So even though Liverpool historically have a slightly better record against Arsenal, I think right now Arsenal has been kind of turning the tide in this particular fixture itself, where they haven't. Arsenal is unbeaten against Liverpool in the Premier League for the last 5, and it had been a while since they were able to do something like that. These are the league positions: Liverpool in 3rd, Arsenal in 1st. Both teams with 2 wins. Liverpool just conceded some more goals, but they do have 1 more goal scored of those 2 games. Of course, won the first game 4-2 and then the second game 3-2. So we haven't conceded any goals. They have conceded 4. That's the main difference between the 2 teams right now, as I see it. Also, a stat that Arsenal struggled in last year, XG, they actually have more than Liverpool over the first 2 games. So that's usually a pretty good metric of how good a team is creating chances and everything like that, because XG is basically how likely a shot on goal is to score. So that means you're getting good, high quality shots if your XG is, above the other team. More than likely in open play and out of open play, whatever play, you are creating more chances. And I'll be honest, probably about 1.5 at that XG is set pieces, if not more, maybe 2. So that's really helping our XG right now. But we have 2 clean sheets, and that's really the difference as well, in us being at the top of the table and Liverpool being 3rd. You say 2 green fixtures, so they've won both games. And I think Arsenal, if you look at it, right, the games coming up for both teams. When you look at Arsenal's fixtures, I would venture to say that that's probably one of the roughest starts to the season. So we already played Man U away. We played Leeds at home, not the hardest game in the world. But now we have Liverpool away, Forest at home, City at home, Newcastle away. So in our first, 6 fixtures, we probably have the 2 hardest away fixtures in terms of the quality of the team and the strength and like the atmosphere in the ground. St. James Park and Liverpool, not really too. I could probably not count 2 more places that would be harder to go to throughout the season. So we got those out of the way early, which is probably good, to be honest. All these teams that will be around us in the table and everything, they'll have to go to Anfield and St. James Park at some point, and we would have gotten that out of the way, which I think is a good thing. But yeah, this is a really, really crucial time for Arsenal because you just want to be able to keep touch. Now, if I was to say, look, in game week 6, I want to have 18 points. I mean, obviously, I want to have 18 points, but I have to be realistic. I don't think Arsenal will win every single game of the next 4 match weeks. I really don't. It could be that they can only get, 2 points from those away fixtures. Now, can they topple 2 other teams that were high up in the table last year at home, Forest and City? Those to me are the more important games to get 3 points in. But what I would like to see is Arsenal just not losing, right? So last year we fell in love with getting draws in games. And hopefully that's not the case this year. And I don't think it will be because a part of what was missing was just having that talisman up front, that number 9 up front to really do the damage. And I think we have that. We have that now because Gyökeres is going to be able to do that. I mean, yes, it might not be the cleanest, it might not be the silkiness, but this guy is effective. It's clear. And I think his effectiveness will tell in the long run. Now, these are the squads, people. We have injuries going on, so no Frimpong on the Liverpool side. Kivior is sold now, so he won't be there as cover. I know we won't have Nkapia in as well and already and ready to go. Conor Bradley is back, but I wonder will the coach start him tomorrow? We have to wait and see. Then in midfield now, Odegaard is touch and go, might play, might not. Liverpool, McAllister, big boost for them. I think the midfield balance was a bit off without McAllister, so I think he jumps right back into the lineup if he's fit, and that's going to be the decision. Is it going to be Szoboszlai? Is it going to be Wirtz? What does he go with? Does he play Szoboszlai at right back again? Did he see enough to play him there again? Those are the questions that Slot will have to answer going into this one. And then the forward line, I think right now picks itself. Mohamed Salah one wing, Gakpo the other wing, and Ekitike through the middle. So that should be what we see. Tomorrow, of course, no Bukayo Saka. We know he's out. So the big question for me, for the coach, what does he do with the Odegaard position? What does he do with the quote-unquote Martinelli position? And pretty much Madueke goes where Saka is kind of like for like right there. Gyökeres keeps his place up front. But who does he put in the Odegaard role if he can't play? And who does he put on the left? Because he has Eza, he has Trossard, and he has Martinelli to choose from. Could drop Eza where Odegaard usually plays, but does he want to start Ethan because Ethan's a little more familiar with the system? Maybe it's a little bit easier for a person that just came in to play one of the wide roles than that really intricate role that Odegaard kind of plays and one area is asked to play when he plays. That's just the things that the coach will have to figure out because Arteta always waxing lyrical about how his system is so nuanced and throughout a game he plays 78 different formations and all these things. So I don't know if you want a new player coming to play that midfield role that looks like Odegaard plays like 5 different roles in one in the game. I think it will be simpler. You throw him out on the left, you tell him, listen, track back when you have to and stay high and wide when you have to. And you can cut inside as well into the inside left. Just give him that freedom in attack to move along that left-hand side. Come centrally to influence the game if you need to. I think Eze will do well. But me personally, I would go with the kid in midfield, one area, if Odegaard can't play, and I would play Eze on the left. That's what I would go with. I don't think you go to Anfield with this euphoria of this new signing, and you wait till 65 minutes to bring him on. No, why? Especially with Odegaard not being super 100%. You start Eze for me. And To be honest, if I wouldn't even be upset if he goes Martinelli or Trossard on the left and just play Eze in that Odegaard role. You can link up with Noni over there, and maybe instead of playing him so tucked to the right, you leave Nani out wide to try to do his damage with Kirkes over there, who has looked a bit lackluster defensively, it must be said, since he signed. And then also you can play Rice and Zubimendi a bit more as dual number sixes, which will help in the transition phase against a deadly Liverpool team, and also will free up Eze to play more of a traditional number 10, where he's doing a lot more floating, so he's not nailed down to the right-hand side when we attack. So that's something that maybe you could think about Arteta. I know you have tablets and about 17 million staff, but just give what I said a thought. Somebody share the video with Mikel Arteta. Now, Liverpool. Let's talk about Liverpool a little bit. Yes, I'm a Gunners fan, but it's a game and we're playing somebody. So Liverpool, I mentioned it just now. Kirkes to me has not really proven he has not grown into this Liverpool shirt just yet. We haven't seen the type of influence he was having with Bournemouth yet with Liverpool, and one just has to say that it must be the shirt. You know, the shirt is very heavy. He's taking over for a legend at left back. I mean, it must be said, Robertson is pretty much a legend of the club, won everything with them. You know, definitely you could see him slowing down a bit towards last season and everything. So I understand the Kirkes buy, but I wonder, is there any part of Slot that says, you know, for a game like this against Arsenal, should I go with the more seasoned player? I doubt it. I think he's gonna let Kirkes play into form, but you know, he needs to hurry up because he has been giving up duels on that side. Teams have targeted him as well. And Madueke is not the greatest player in the air, but I could see Arsenal, you know, as a mode of, you know, whenever they're not playing through any kind of press, I could see them, you know, dragging Gyökeres out to that side to really pin against Kirkes, and that being the long ball to set us free, win that flick on, and then we play. Because that's literally what Newcastle was doing for long stretches. They just went out wide. Who started on the right for them? Was it Barnes was on the left? It wasn't Murphy. Who's the other person? Gordon through the middle, Barnes on the left. Oh, Elanga. Sorry. Not the tallest player in the world, but athletic. And they were just thumping it long to him, and he was jumping up and winning the first ball. So, yeah, I think that's a nice little out that you have against Liverpool right now, because he just doesn't seem to be strong enough in the aerials right now, or I don't know if he ever will be, but they're definitely keen on that right now. And maybe that's one of the things where you play Bournemouth, and most coaches will play Bournemouth and say, we don't need to have these get out of jail free cards. We'll just try to play through them. You know, against Liverpool at Anfield or even at St. James Park, you know, all right, let's be a little smarter about this. What can we target on that back line to just put pressure on? Boom. Kirkes is not the tallest, not the strongest. Let's just go over there. And it worked out. Even got their goal out of a situation like that. So that's something I think Arsenal do a lot. That kind of, you know, build up on the left or the right hand side or the left. And a lot of times the player who's playing most attacking on that left side, he is not actually the one to swing the ball in the box. It's when they play it back to that inverted left back or even a left-sided midfielder that tucks over there to make an overload. He's the one that then whips it either left-footed away from the keeper or right-footed towards that back post. And that's that area where we can hurt Kirkes. So don't be surprised if in that left half space you see Eze floating in those diagonals towards Kirkes. You see Rice. You see Calafiori or Miles Lewis-Kelly, whoever starts on the left side, playing that ball to that post. They're going to target him because that looks like a great way to go at this new Liverpool defense. Another thing as well, notice against Newcastle, a lot of times both fullbacks gone up the pitch. It wasn't as bad as against Bournemouth. I think they learned their lesson a little bit. I think also because Soboslai was playing, he kind of told Kirkes, listen, don't do so much what you normally do because Dam is on the other side. I want to keep that coverage there. Gravenberch also helped with the transitions being a little less, but even he looked a little bit off the pace. He picked up as the game went on, but early he was struggling a little bit. But that's going to be, again, like most times when I talk about games, Gravenberch, Zubimendi, which one of them is more influential in that midfield? I'm telling you, that's going to be huge. And also, you have to look at the other ones that kind of partner them, McAllister or Rice. Which one of them is more influential in the game? I think everybody talking about Saka being out and Salah has the edge over Madueke, da da da. I think it's truly going to come down to that middle area, right? And you can include also either Calafiori or Miles Lewis Kelly because, in essence, they tuck in and become a midfielder as well. So those players, to me, are going to make the difference. Gravenberch, McAllister, Verts, whether it's Verts or Soboslai in the midfield, who knows? And the same goes for Arsenal. I think the two at the base of the midfield for both teams, McAllister, Gravenberch, Rice, Zubimendi, those are going to be the keys. The keys, the keys, the keys. And then when you go to the forward line, for me, the storyline and the main storyline, there's two of them. One is the battle of the starlets, the youth starlets, right? Max Dauman, 15, Rio Gumoa, 16. Max was getting all the headlines, got taken down against Leeds, pre-season getting all the plaudits, but Rio quietly, for whatever reason, not getting as much hype. Maybe I hear more of the hype because I'm more in tune with Arsenal. That could be the case. But Rio actually had goals in this preseason, didn't just earn penalties. And he continued into the Premier League, coming on late. Liverpool needed every minute of the extra injury time they got, but in the end, they found it, and it was Rio who did it. So that's a nice little storyline for me. It would be nice if both of them get a chance to come on in such a big game. That would be awesome. I think I would more than likely lean more on Rio getting game time because I still don't know if Arteta says it's 1-1 at Anfield, 15 minutes left. Let me bring on Max. I don't know if he says that yet. But based on Clot bringing him on at 2-2 the other day, I said Clot, Slap and Clot. Based on Slot bringing him on the other day at 2-2, I would like to believe that he trusts him. So I think their kid Rio going to play in the second half at some point. Don't think he will start, but yeah, I think he'll get a game for sure. But now Max, I don't know if Arteta quite reached there yet. I think he should be there because when you look at Madueke, the next best option at right wing off this bench is actually Max Naumann. I'm telling you the God honest truth. Maybe if Odegaard was not like unfit, you could say maybe Ethan could play off the right. But the small sample size I've seen of both, it looks to me like Max is a little bit more dangerous on that right wing than even Waneri is. And Waneri always looks more threatening to me when he plays that more central role. So that's a storyline. But the main storyline in that forward line, obviously, the two new summer signings who always will be linked to each other. Because anytime players join leagues on the same season, it's such an easy comparison to make. So really, you have Ekitike, you have Gyökeres, you have Shesko. I think those three will always be just linked, or tethered because they came over same time. They're kind of similar price ranges. Gyökeres being the least amount spent, probably because he's about 4 or 5 years older than all the others. I would say that has a big part to play. But yeah, Ekitike has looked sharp. He's kind of flown under the radar too because most of the content around Liverpool right now is still surrounding Isak. But he has been really good. I mean, not looking out of place, does great link up with the other players already, hasn't been there so long. So for me, that Gyökeres, Ekitike, which one of them come out on top in that battle could definitely tip the scales as well. But for me, people have done a lot of talking to preview this one because you don't know it's a big match. So I want let people hear my thoughts on it. And I've tried to give you this preview as unbiased as I could. And that's mainly because I am able to be unbiased and make selections based on what I'm seeing. And I'm going to be honest, people. I know it's Anfield, and I know we don't typically get the job done there. But I just have this feeling like, for once, our defense being better, and I think by some margin, our defense is better than Liverpool's, and our attack is no longer a wide margin worse than Liverpool's as far as I'm concerned. That difference is going to make a difference from a 2-2 to an actual win for Arsenal. And you know we're going to score some set pieces. So I think that will make the difference, people. I think Arsenal finally concede a goal, but I think Arsenal in the end win the game 3-1. I think Arsenal win this game 3-1, and then that's when you cue all the worry for Arsenal fans, because now we'll all of a sudden be the favorites, and how could Arteta ever lose? And I don't know if you've been following Arsenal for the last 20 so years. We don't handle pressure very well. So I actually would rather we just lost this damn game and lost a few of these games right now, just so that we can kind of fly under the radar again for a while, and people can say, sure, then buy up everybody and them still no good, and then we start win every game and kind of sneak up on people. But I don't think that will happen, people. Right now, we're side full of ball, and I don't think anybody's taking any kind of foolish talk from us. And I agree, because we have the players. We need to do better, and it's all on Arteta now and the damn players. They need to perform. Arsenal 2, Liverpool 2, says Chile. I think 4 goals will score, but 3 of them will be by the Arsenal. Liverpool play top 10 team in the first 2 games. Arsenal play 2 championship team. Man, yeah. But top 10 team. Man, move your ass. Well, yeah, I think Bournemouth did finish 10th. 2 also float. Yeah, I had a feeling like the draw would be a popular scoreline for this one. City at home is an easy win, though. Arsenal 2-1. So Issa agrees with me on this. Well, not the scoreline, but on the result. Pristine said 1-0 Liverpool. I also had a feeling like this would be one of those games where it would be probably split down the middle. Well, go on, coach. You finally reached on the ends in our Friday. I know you say Liverpool are going to win, you know. Could I tell you that? All right, Game Bird say I'm ready now. Drop everything. All right, so Game Birds follow instructions as well. So I can just go down the list. Jano did not follow instructions so well. Everton next. What next? Spurs. Why Spurs they also? Yeah, make me work, brother. Man United, Burnley, how that drop in here, so no. Okay, there, so all right. 1-1, 2-1 to Sunderland over Brentford. Damn, Game Birds. Leeds 1, Newcastle 3. Want to sleep on Leeds at them here, I don't know. Brighton 2, Man City 3, Forest 3, Hammers 0, Pool 2, Gunners 1, and Villa 2, Palace 1. Massive disadvantage, man. I tell you. 2 goals for clock 14. Yeah, man, I go with the 3-1 Arsenal too, you know, because defense, we're going to get at that defense. Maybe Rio get the one. 5-0 Liverpool. You see? Last week, I start write down your mad score them, you know. Let me see. No. A 1 score this person put, you know, and a 4 love Man United over Fulham, you know. So I'm going to write your dirty stinking 5 love just so I can write the big fat X side of it. I know you'll review the list. More fire. Yeah, man. Next up, I got resume, man. Oh, I'm said tomorrow I'm back in the studio. All right, mad. So I don't know what time next up I stream, but I know I'm usually stream super late. So when I got busy tomorrow during the day for most of the day. But I'm reach home at night time, man. I go stream. But if Francis a stream, I now stream. Look and see where they must stream. I met Francis getting people. Then I don't want to take no people from the man. I try look around and see what going on. I only stream now because I know I'm not in reggae boys content. So, you know? Yeah. I say Arne clap and Jurgen slap. Name them get mashed up. So people, it's gonna be a good one, man. Sunday, 11:30. If you're a football fan, you must want to see that game. It should be really good, I think. Yeah, man. Um, and then we have Aston Villa, Crystal Palace. Now, Aston Villa been probably one of the most disappointing teams so far this season. I don't really see what they've been up to. I don't know what's going on with them. They're not doing anything at all. Kanza, wait, how Kanza thing go? I'm not suspended today again. Or this one again. I don't think so. Okay, yeah. So one match ban. It wasn't a straight red. So, okay. So Kanza is back. That is nice. Hughes set to miss out, but Kamada return. Yo, them can never have both of them man they fit, you know. It's never ever the case. And Crystal Palace, they're in 14, two draws. They haven't lost a game yet. They have been losing players, linked with players moving. Lost Eza, probably losing Gay. Probably going to play him last game for the club. They've been saying that for the last 2 weeks now. But yeah, I don't know, brother. They did make a good buy. They bought Pino. I don't know if he'll be ready to play this game, but if he is, I would be using him because they've been using Justin Devaney in one of the number 10 roles. And, no disrespect to him, but, you have to replace Eze with somebody at least at a certain level. And Pino will bring that. The only thing is, Pino is more of a wide player, but he's from Spain. So I'm sure he has the technical ability to play as a half space 10 in the system that Glasner play. So that should be interesting to see how that works out for them. But he's a quality player. I think he will help them. Villa, as I said, very disappointing. Just don't look like they have much by way of direction where they're going. The team looks very disjointed. They don't have all the pieces you would need to really contend or even fight for a European spot at this point. So they have a lot of work to do, and I just think that this game might be coming too fast for them. Crystal Palace have definitely handled like the uncertainty of the season a lot better. Glasner seems to have a much clearer way that he wants the team to play, and regardless of who is playing, he just plays in his way. Arteta, Emery, he's kind of tried to reinvent Aston Villa quite a few times since he's been there. He went, winger system. Then he went with a little more ball retention, playing three attacking midfielders instead of two wingers and an attacking midfielder. And all of them kind of come a little bit central, trying to get the width from the fullbacks. That to me left his defense line too exposed. His midfielders aren't the most cover the ground, athletic running guys. So I don't know if those styles really matched up. That's why the retention style made more sense. But then again, you have to have the discipline from the fullbacks. If Matty Cash is gone, Luca Dina can't be looking to get on the end of the far post cross because the midfielders are also pushed up and you're leaving just two in the back. And like I said, Pau Torres and Kanza to a lesser extent not going to cover the ground as well. Now, Kanza is kind of a cheat code. So when Kanza don't play, it's really bad for them. But Kanza is back, and I think he'll go right back into the lineup as well. Congrats to him as well, getting called back in the England team. But people, I'm going to be honest with you. Even though it's at Villa Park, and I know Villa Park can be a fortress, I just don't. They're not playing good enough. They're not playing good enough. I can't say them going to win. So I'm going to say that Crystal Palace earn a third straight draw. I'm going to say this one ends 1-1. So why not? It's been the theme of all my picks. So I'm going to stick with another one. 1-1 draw. Aston Villa still not able to get a win yet. And I would lean towards a Palace win if I was going to blow or pick anything but a draw. So Nitro agree with me with the 1-1. Wait, did I miss Nitro's last game before this? I never said anything. It was a handball for real. Okay, Reds 2, Gunners 2. Thank you. So I missed some of the comments when I was going through the game. RR said LFC 3-1. I think I got that though. Yeah, I did. I know him first to lose him job. Let's see. Oh, Jaguars, I missed your 2-1 to Arsenal. And Jaguars, remember, just drop everything in the comments, after the video, and we can just add them in. Joseph Brown, Mr. Boss, prediction for the 1-1. All right, what else? Let's see the Y backstory thing. Okay, so I think we see everything now. Duke, Have your 2-1 for Arsenal. Okay. Yeah, I think I have all of these from here. Got float to all. Right, over the 2 hour mark, people. So we're done the show now. But let me just get in the last fixtures. Them what the people them are say. 3 Palace, 1 Villa. Boy, when I done that show here, I'm have to sort out my FPL in man. Because I don't think I can survive without using one of these, either the free hit or the wild card. I think the wild card might make more sense because I have a couple of what looks to be long-term injuries, you know. Villa 2, Palace 0. I think last year. Yeah, man, Chile. That look more realistic, you know. 2-1 to Palace, you know. But maybe me wrong too. We shall find out. Time is the master. Villa fire Unai Manu will pick him up. I have big respect for you, bro, in a real life. You know what? Not the letter. I was gonna go live, but I changed it because you're alive and we never talked about it at all. Mad. Yeah, no. But respect is just respect, bro. I mean, if me see a man live, I mean, know I'm gonna talk about the same rotted thing. Me at least try for start it staggered, like I'm gonna start right when you start or something. You know, sometimes it's unavoidable. Like me personally, sometimes I just have that time to do a show, I'm just have to go live. But if it's not a situation like that, I don't really try to go live when people live, bro. It don't make no sense. You don't know the same name, them go there. And not every man will watch them show you have 50 devices like Issa them and Juras and someone where literally have 7 devices ago one time and them are commenting at every place. No, not everybody stays up. 1-1 say float. Villa 2-1 say Issa. Big up yourself, you know, Issa. You know, normally there with your votes, them, you know, but respect, man. Tomorrow night, going live, finish having some fun with the children before school start back. Yeah, that is it, man. Kids come first, bro, always. Next up, Sports Talk 1-1. Villa Palace. Pristine said 2-0 to Palace. Lone boo. Emery got here if that going on. So Grimy have 2 game him not give me. Duke have the Villa Palace game him not forward with. Never miss it, did I? No. And I get Pristine 2 love. Alright, so CK need a whole heap. Grimy last 2. Duke the last one. Jagarns RR. Coach Edwards. Send on everyone. I mean add them in. Who not there? BBK not there. Him probably send me an IG or a text or something. Mass Sports where I have your column ready to go. Yeah, probably I'll send it in a Discord. I'm just need to look. Sheridan, I had one. I don't know from now, you know, because no one will probably send the message, you know. Biggs G, definitely. All right, Nick should send his as well. Fitzroy Grizzle. I don't know what Fitzroy there, you know. All right, so everybody did on. I have the board ready off. So yeah, this week, you know, I just no games Monday because of the international break. So Sunday night, people, we are forward and we will do the review show. You don't know, go through all the 10 games, talk about all the incidents, you know, big goal them we score. You know, talk about everything in terms of the games that played. And it's nice because we finally get to do a show when the game go on the same day. So it will be fresh. All the Liverpool massive, all the Arsenal massive, all the other team that will play Sunday. We're gonna have the result them fresh in our brain, in our heart, and we can come on and have the conversation, reveal the winners, the losers for the week in the predictions, and hopefully when they celebrate and the streamer start with me doing one of these. No problem. I had one. About 3 times I asked for you, but I know you're most busy if you're not there because you're always there, show love and support and I drop your comments. So you can wait. I'm about to close off the show now. So you can wait until it closes and just like drop a comment if you want, or you can just drop it in the live chat because it will replay anyway. But that's up to you if you want to drop them now, or just wait till the show done and just leave a comment there, and I will add it to the big board right here. So but yeah, people, that is it, We've gone through a little over 2 hours of the match week preview. So when the match them nice, I had one say, yo, I'm ready. All right, no problem. I have your column ready as well. So Chelsea Fulham 3-1. All right. Yo, thank you so much. I had one. You don't understand how it's helpful when you do it in the list the same way I have it written down. So I'm gonna have to look every time. Thank you so much. It really, really, really does help. 2-2. Spurs Bournemouth. 3. What? Spurs versus Bournemouth 3-1. Okay. Got it. Wolves versus Everton 0-2. Leeds versus Newcastle 1-3. Brighton versus City 1-3. Of course, the Citizens. Forest versus West Ham 3-1. And Liverpool Arsenal 4-3. My word. Classic. And Aston Villa versus Palace 1-1. All right. So I had one with the nice picks there. What have it? Issa feeling confident, say I'm gonna win. All right, Issa, big up yourself. I love the confidence, Issa. Pristine said first win of many. All right, we love the confidence, people. We love the confidence. Hopefully, we're feeling that way Sunday. And it's recorded, people. So if you can't make it on a Sunday and you want to figure out what happened, don't worry, man. It will be on Jason Gooner TV. Recorded. You can click, find it. We will reveal the winners and losers. All right. But people, thanks so much for the support as usual. We greatly appreciate it. Anybody that saw the channel for the first time decided to subscribe, thank you so much. It's very, very helpful. The more subscribers we can gain. All right. So we greatly appreciate anybody that that came around and decided to subscribe. I see we did gain a few tonight, so we greatly appreciate that. Anytime we can gain a new subscriber, we give absolute thanks for that. So people, thanks so much for tuning in. At one point we had about 30-40 of you guys in here on a squad reveal day for the EPL show. Boy, that just goes to show when you put in the work and you stay consistent, your fan base will actually grow. Because last year, like the foundation people were there, at Chile, I don't know where Red Skull there, but Red Skull always there last year. I had one as well, Jagarns, Pristine. Last year, sometime I had 5-6 away for 2 hours, brother. And now consistently 25-30 inside here. So it just goes to show people, anything you want to do in a life, if you're passionate about it and you put in the work, the people will see that you are genuine and they will support you. So that is a message to anybody. RR, don't feel no way, brother. I can't call every name, but RR, another one, foundation. The people them know who they are. They know who they are. We don't have to call all the name them. The people them know. Because when you see the difference of the engagement and how much people there from the first weeks when we had this to now, big improvement, and we're grateful, appreciate it. We're grateful and we appreciate it. All right, people. So big up on yourselves. Tomorrow we can hold the vibes about the squad for Jamaica Reggae Boys. So I might not be as jovial and happy and running so much joke. It might be war mode. I might have on the same color, might be full black. But I don't think you'll see so many teeth. You'll probably just see my mouth moving and my brow furrowing. You see me? All right. Big up, people. Thanks so much. Yeah, Boo Squad. Exactly. Big up yourselves. Thanks so much again for the support. Like at the end of every show, you're going to hear these things. Who am I? Jason Gooner. What channel is this? Jason Gooner TV. Big up on yourselves and thanks for tuning in. And it goes without saying, people. Come on, you.